Hey folks, Craig Bielik here with Crowd Surfing. How you doing out there today? Do you like trains? Do you like model trains? Huh? What? Well, it doesn't matter if you said yes or no, because today we're going to go and we're going to meet a whole bunch of people who do like trains. We are at the Hostlers Model Railroad Fest in Ogden, and you are not going to believe what you're going to see. If you whatever kind of train you like, we've got it. Little trains, big trains. Look, right out there. There goes a big train. Look at this, you guys. An entire train world made out of Legos. I mean, this is just one of the many, many surprises that we're going to see here today. I'm surprised. I think this little girl right here is surprised. Are you surprised?
Yes.
I think she is. And I think these guys are surprised. You guys surprised?
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
How do you know your mom's watching? Because why? Where is she right now?
At home.
At home? Are you sure she's watching? Okay, when you go home, you're going to ask her, right?
Yep.
I cannot believe what I am looking at. This is a tiny world, a really tiny world. Tell me who you are, how you did this. I mean, I just want to know everything in the world about it. I can't even think of the first question to ask. So we'll just start. Who are you?
Russ Reading.
And Russ, what is this your set? Is this your train? Is it called a set? What do you say?
These three are my Old West ones. These are modules for the Hostlers Railroad Club, and I own these three modules, which are the Old West ones.
I can't believe it. I am actually here at the Hostlers Model Railroad Festival, and look at this gear. Look at what people bring. Look at what they sell. Look at what they do. I'm told that you know quite a bit about this. Tell me who you are, and just tell me.
If you want someone to really tell you about trains, that would be my husband, Dave.
Okay.
Over there. I'm just here to help.
How much do you like trains?
I love them.
Do you really?
100%.
100%. You have one?
He has one, and I go to his house, and we play with it, and it's remote control, and it goes around and around.
Because that's what trains do, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
This is incredible. I try to get the camera in on here. Look, you got a little water tank. Hey, wait a minute. Is that an alligator in the water tank?
Yeah, that's probably not authentic, but it is kind of funny, so the kids like it.
I like it. I love it. I guess that makes me a kid, but check it out. Stagecoach. All these little trains. Look, there's like this little Adobe village up here. Russ, how did you do this?
Well, it's a little bit at a time. I wanted to capture on these about anything you'd think about with the Old West.
So you're just a helper.
I'm just a helper.
Dave is a train expert.
Yes, he's the train expert.
But do you, in fact, like trains?
A little.
You tolerate trains. Okay. What's it like being married to is there such a term as a train nut?
There is such a term as a train nut. They also call them foamers because they
call them what?
Foam at the mouth when they think about...
Train people foam at the mouth.
Yeah.
Really? There you go, folks. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I wish I'd brought some napkins. You ever ridden on a big train?
Yeah, I have. When we were like kids, we went here.
You rode it when you were kids?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What are you now?
I'm 10, he's 9.
Oh, you're not kids anymore. No. So is 8 years old is the kid cutoff, right? After that, you're not a kid, right?
Yep.
You have the little Anasazi ruins. You have stagecoaches, cattle drives through the middle of town. Just a little bit of everything, slow as I go.
Okay, so if I was to try and do this, like all three panels right here, if I was to do this, it would probably take me about 70 years. How long did it take you?
About a year apiece, off and on.
Seriously, you could do this in a year?
Oh, yeah. We
went to Chama, New Mexico on our 10th wedding anniversary to ride a train. So
you did, really? So he is indeed a train nut, and we're going to talk to him. We're going to get his side of the story, because in marriage there's two sides of the story, always. You know that. So what you call him a train nut? What kind of a nut would he call you?
A chocolate nut.
A chocolate nut? Are you serious?
Nut, yes.
Okay, you guys, I want to hear some train noises. Are you ready? Look at the camera. Give me some train noises.
Choo choo, choo choo.
Anybody tell you guys that when it comes to making train noises, you guys suck?
Yeah.
So what are the rocks made out of?
It's pretty much plaster casts, and then I just paint them so they look like just the red rocks of the Southwest.
This is cool. So is this your train right here? Can you turn that guy on? Does it go anywhere, or?
A little bit. I'll just run it back and forth a little bit so I don't interfere with other folks.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want a train wreck, so to speak.
But I've got it, so it'll go back and forth. And
Coming back.
no, I'm just running right here.
Are you into chocolate?
Oh, yes.
You got any?
Oh, yes.
I need some. I really do. I love chocolate. I really do. So, what kind of advice would you give to someone who's about to marry a train nut?
You better have a lot of patience and a lot of money.
And a lot of space.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Because, like, what if they really like trains and they want, like, their own train? I mean, some of those engines are bigger than houses. I mean, you got to have a lot of space.
Right. He would love one of those, but there's no way we would.
Come on, let's hear a real engine. Come on.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. Anybody can say choo choo. I want to hear what a real train sounds like. Do I have to do everything for you kids? I'm getting nothing.
We're just laughing.
And they're kind of fun. We got them so we can individually run them. And this one literally has all the bells and whistles I can turn on. Then the bells.
This is incredible. Russ, what is it about model trains? I mean, why do you like this stuff? Why would anybody care?
Well, I've liked it ever since I was a kid, and I just find it fascinating. And something to do in the evenings, especially in the wintertime when there's not much else to do. You can go home and just be in your own little world.
Well, I have a marketing idea for somebody out there. Entrepreneurs out there, I've got an idea for this couple. Chocolate train.
That would be great. He actually bought me some little model trains that had chocolate logos on them for different Hershey's and Nestle. And
That is so sweet. And kind of sneaky.
it is kind of sneaky.
Yeah, because it's a train.
Yeah, it's a train, but it's related to chocolate, so we thought that he could get away with it.
There you go. That's a husband for you. Thanks for talking with us, Karen.
You're welcome. Have fun.
So I was just talking to your wife. You are apparently Dave.
Yes, sir.
And she kind of described you. Well, it was my word, but she agreed. Train nut?
Train fan, rail fan, train nut. Okay.
Train nut, okay. She said foamer. Foamer. This is the term I've never heard. I've never heard. You actually don't foam, do you?
You kind of do when you see something awesome. Yeah.
So what is awesome in the train world?
Black smoke coming out of a steam locomotive headed up a mountainside with a, load of freight cars. Pretty awesome.
That is cool. Keeps you out of trouble.
Pretty much so.
Because look at Russ. He's a guy that could get into trouble. I'm serious. This is a trouble guy right here. He said he looks like trouble top to bottom, right? But instead he's training. Russ, thanks a lot. Anything you want to tell everybody out there? You want to put a plug in? You got a website? What do you got?
The Hostlers do have a website, and you can just Google search on it. And I hope everybody comes and has a good time. And I know the kids especially love this, and a great activity for families.
There you have it, folks. It keeps Russ out of trouble. Hey, if it can keep a guy like this out of trouble, it could keep you out of trouble. Trains are cool. Look at this. Yes, it's me, Craig Bielik, big television star. But you know what? I haven't forgotten the little people. No, I haven't. Look, they're right here. All kinds of little people right there. I can hang with the little people. Even a guy of my stature can hang with the little people. I saw this, and the first thing I thought was, I got to go and talk to somebody that knows stuff about this. So I cornered this nice man whose name is
Ed Hosian.
Ed Hosian. Now, wait a minute. Why do I know the Hosian name? Is that like a model train? You guys have a shop or something like that?
We just work train shows. We don't have a brick and mortar store. This is our shop.
Okay, so this is your shop. And you sell these things that are accessories to the trains.
Yes, we do.
I have a question for you. Black smoke, does that mean that they chose the Pope or not chose the Pope?
Hey, just loading on more coal.
Oh, okay,
I don't know if they chose the Pope or not, but
Does anybody get that reference out there?
That he decided to retire. I didn't know the Pope could retire.
So show me what is back here, because you made a comment about this, and we wanted to put you right in front of this stuff. What's the deal here?
They're just advertising 150 years of railroading in America. The Union Pacific, they're pretty amazing. They've done a lot of things for railroading, for railroad fans, for America.
Yeah. You know what? You never know who you're going to run into when you're training. Is that a word?
That is. That's a great word.
Okay, I mean, is that what this is called? What do you think?
I think that's what it should be called.
Very good. This is my friend Gina. Gina, I haven't seen Gina in a very long time. And why not?
I was living in Oregon.
And now you're back.
I'm back.
They threw you out.
Ooh.
Yeah, they did. They did. It was, and I cannot believe how detailed they are. Look at this, you guys. There's where did it go? There's a little snowman. Like people actually come in and go, I need a little snowman?
They do. They really do.
No kidding. So what scale is that, Ed?
Everything we sell here is HO scale.
HO scale, okay. And HO means what?
Half of O scale.
Oh, half of O scale. Okay. I thought he meant half off. Like maybe like it was like $10, but you sell it for $5 HO?
I don't think so, no.
Not exactly, huh? Yeah, you know what I like about this photo right here? It shows you that boys will be boys no matter what. I mean, some things never change. Somebody put a rack on a train.
It looks pretty good to me. That's a nice set of elk horns.
All right, Dave, let's dream big here. Okay, you win the lottery tomorrow, the Idaho lottery. You take the train up to get a ticket, then you come back, okay? I think you can do that. You win the lottery, what are you going to buy? What is Dave's dream train? What will really get you foaming?
Wow. I'd buy a real steam locomotive and rebuild it. You bet.
Did you have till sundown? Did they say you get out of town?
Or maybe I ran away.
No, come on. Tell us the real story. Tell us the real story. Come on.
The real story is I needed my mom.
Uh-huh. There you go.
Yep, that's it.
I thought you went there to get a pheasant feather, because look, there's a pheasant feather right here in her hair. So what are you going to do now?
Well, let's see. I think I'm just going to enjoy the last half of my life.
Really?
Yes.
You're at the midway point?
Midway.
Wow.
Hey, yes.
Well, you were just giving me all kinds of really interesting information. You were telling me about the new digital trains. Now, that blows my mind, because to me, a train is iron and steel and all that kind of stuff, and even the little ones are that way. But you're talking about digital trains? What's that?
Well, years ago, when I was a young lad and got my first train set, the transformer you would actually control the track, not the trains. Nowadays, everything has changed that you actually control the locomotive itself with sound, function, reverse, forward, speed. Everything is in a computer chip now.
Are you serious? A real steam locomotive?
If I had $1 million or more, I'd try to get my hands on some Rio Grande K37s that are down in Chama, New Mexico, see if they'd part with one and restore it. And then
really
operate it on their line. You bet.
Wow. And would it cost $1 million?
It'd probably cost about $5 million to get it operational.
Really? Do you think we could steal it? I mean, it's just out in the yard, right? I mean, it's obviously not a thing that's easy to carry, but like if we went in like one piece at a time, you think they'd notice?
Yeah, I think they'd notice. People take the bells and the whistles off of those locomotives all the time, but they're missed. They're missed.
Sure.
I'm an excursionist now. I've zip-lined and I've scuba dived and I've learned to fly a plane and I've lived on the beach and all kinds of fun stuff.
So this is midlife crisis time. Sports car, young boyfriend.
Perfect. Love the idea.
And you told me you can have 2 or 3 trains going all at once.
You betcha, and unfortunately, you can have head-on collisions and all sorts of neat stuff.
Wait a minute. Unfortunately, what are you talking about? That to me, that sounds like that's a great evening. Hey guys, come on over. We'll have a couple of beers. We'll crash a couple of trains. Come on.
It's great if you're not the one that paid for the locomotives.
What's the one thing you want people to know about trains that they don't know? Okay, here's the thing. My dad loves these things, all right, and he loves these models and all that kind of stuff. I know very little about them, and shame on me, because I should, because that would be something Dad and I could talk about. So give me something I can talk to my dad about tonight, so that when I go home and I say something to Dad, he'll go, "How'd you learn that?"
Wow, that's putting me.
And that's his voice, by the way. How'd you learn that?
It's a shame. It's a shame you didn't spend the time.
Every time I turn a corner, I find something even more amazing. These small scenes or models or dioramas. What's the actual term? Tell me who you are and tell me what these are.
This is a group called the Coldwater Gulch. We're a group here out of Ogden, and it's a group of about 8 guys. It's everything you see here is HO scale, heavily modified or hand built, and some of the things that we do here, the group is good enough. We actually are part of the group that teach and do clinics to help other people get into the hobby and learn what we learn. or we know.
What are some of the more common things people are looking for when they come to you?
Mostly for us, it's buildings. We sell a wide variety of plastic Walters Cornerstone models and kits. And that's really what people are one of the things people are looking for.
Oh, so they're over there, and there's like a livery and a water tank and...
A water tank, concrete factories.
7-Eleven?
Well, we do have convenience store. It may not be a 7-Eleven, but apartment buildings, things of that nature.
Really?
Yes, sir.
This might be a long story, but I had a really good friend. His dad bought him a train to run, Lionel train, back in the 50s. And he wanted to run that train so much, but, you know, his dad never really let him run it because it was delicate kind of to his dad. But it was his train, the boys' train. And he never played with the train even after his dad died. He ended up selling it to me. But if you can enjoy it with your family, you know, trains are fun. It's a family thing.
We do a lot of interesting and special things. One of it, which is that he's working on, that's the Lincoln funeral train. That was the train that carried Lincoln after he was assassinated, and it's a very specific.
Oh, he was assassinated?
Lincoln.
You just ruined the movie for me. I was going to go tonight. Why would you do that to a guy? I'm teasing you. That is actually really fascinating. So that's like a replica of the train.
A replica of that same train, and he's in the process of getting it so it will run. Seeing how we do a lot of, it's not store-bought, a lot of handcrafted stuff. It takes a lot of work to get it running correctly.
Has anybody ever asked you for a building that you don't have, like a strip club or something?
I got one of those on my layout.
You know what?
Any building can be turned into that.
I love this guy.
But it's, you know, it's a fun family hobby for people to get into. It really is. It's a nice way for the family to spend time together.
This is fascinating. What if people want to find you? You said this is your store right here, but you got a website?
We do not have a website. Okay. If you want to find us, you just got to come down to the show and grab a business card, and we're out of Cheyenne, Wyoming.
It's a dying breed. Trains are going out of style, which is really sad because rail on rail, that's fast. You can't get any smoother, faster.
I am completely convinced. I love that. I'm going to go home and say rail on rail to my dad. He'll be so impressed.
I was.
Explain the scale thing. What does a scale? What does scale mean? Does it mean like it's fishy or anything like that? No. But what is the scale?
Okay, scale indicates the size in proportion to full size. I'm about this tall, about 6 foot tall, and if you'll notice this guy standing right here, 6 feet tall, interprets to about 3/4 of an inch in HO scale.
Okay. And what does HO stand for?
Half of O.
Half of O, okay. You know, that is pretty cool. Digital locomotives, again, that blows my mind. Explain, please, Ed.
Once again, like I talked about earlier, when I had my first...
Forgive me, even though I'm making you talk about it again. You said that kind of judgmental to me, you know, like once again, like I told you, Craig. No, come on. Explain a little bit more in depth.
Okay, Craig. When I was a young lad and I got my first train set, we ran the track. We didn't run the locomotives. Today, with DCC or digital command control, you actually run the locomotives themselves.
And do you have a favorite train?
I do. The Rio Grande is my favorite. And this is for Gina.
Right there. That's why she said, hey, ask him what your favorite train is. You have that patch on the back. That is really nice. That is cool.
I got a hat to match.
So when somebody says a 1/32 HO scale, that means?
That means, well, first of all, he misinterpreted. It's not 1/32.
Well, I just said that. I just made that up. And you got to know I'm terrible at math.
Okay, what they're indicating is what proportion of 6 feet that person is. See that it takes 67 of these guys standing end to end to make my height.
You know, that is the best explanation I have ever heard.
Okay. Atlas Corporation makes a very good already DCC digital locomotive. Okay, this locomotive's full sound. You put it on the tracks and you take off with it, you blow the horn, you ring the bell, you get the motor sounds, the brake sounds, the air blowing off of the whole 9 yards.
You get the conductor to swear.
You can't get the conductor to swear, but some of the companies do have where the conductors talk.
They really do.
They'll even have radio chatter between the crew. You hit a button and you'll hear the crew radio chatter.
You know, you don't go to a lot of events that you wander around and you see a sign that says, "We have steam."
That's right.
That is fantastic. So you have steam, I have clams. I think we're the perfect. What does "we have steam" mean?
We have steam engines that operate. We
Really?
have 2 of them, and we keep them operable year-round.
Really? So how much of this gear is yours?
I actually own just the corner down there. It's about 4 foot square.
About 4 foot square. And you built it and made it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That is fascinating. Is that part with the bridge?
Uh-huh, that's correct.
That is incredible. Okay. Well, here's my question I've been putting to people. What is it about model trains? What is it that gets you? What is it that gets you and keeps you?
Well, personally, it's part of my childhood. I'm a little bit older than some of the folks, and
You're a little bit younger than some of the folks too.
True, that's true.
There's some mummies over there in the museum. I think you're just slightly younger than they.
Slightly.
This is incredible. This is incredible.
Now that's your top of the line, the new digital locomotives.
And it looks like that one runs about $200, right?
Around usually for a little $200 or more. When you buy a locomotive, it is 100% ready to go right out of the box. It's digital. Okay. If you'd like to do things yourself, you can buy a locomotive that's DCC ready. And what they mean by DCC ready is it has a plug installed on a circuit board. You take the shell of the locomotive off, you buy a digital control chip, you plug it in, you put the shell back on the locomotive, you're off and running.
Now, who are you and who is we?
Nevada Northern Railway Museum, Ely, Nevada. We are a National Historic Landmark. What the museum is was the entire railroad complex, the yards, all the shop buildings, the stations. Kennecott used to own the railroad. They closed out of Ely in 1983. Townspeople of Ely prevailed upon Kennecott to donate the railroad to them because, you know, Kennecott closed and put them in a depression. And they reopened it in 1987 as a historical operating railway museum.
My childhood, when I was quite young, includes the very last of the steam era, and when I grew up, most kids grew up with a train around the Christmas tree, and this is an obsession that develops usually from that, where that train around the Christmas tree has to be more and more real, it has to be more and more developed, and you have to have more and more skill to do that, and that's what develops into the hobby.
This is incredible. And you sell all this stuff. Look at this variety.
Yeah, the variety here, and we are Walters dealers, the variety here is Walters brand passenger cars and freight cars. They're all ready to run. All you got to do is take them out of the box and put them on a train.
Wow. How long does it take you to set this display up?
We get in here and we're usually set up within 4 hours.
Wow.
You go down to the railroad yard in Ely, it's like a 100-year time capsule.
Really? So it's a place for train buffs.
Yeah, and it's also a place to experience history, like the families that come through. I tell the parents, take your kids down there, and the kids will see what the world looked like when their great-grandparents were their age.
That is so cool. I bet they have no clue. I bet they have eyes this big, and they're like, "Where's the Wii remote for this thing?"
Yeah, if the parents haven't heard about it before or actually been there before, yeah, it's all new to them. Yes.
So you are, in fact, in love with trains.
Beyond more than what you know.
Really?
Yeah, you haven't asked what I do for a living.
So what do you do for a living?
I run a steam locomotive.
Are you serious? Where is a steam locomotive?
At Golden Spike National Historic Site.
Oh, man, you're an engineer?
I am.
You know, the information that would have been good at the start of this, I didn't know I was talking to an expert.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. What if people want to find you? You said this is your story right here, but you got a website?
We do not have a website. Okay. If you want to find us, you just got to come down to the show and grab a business card, and we're out of Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Very good. I'm grabbing a business card right now because I want a little model strip club. That's right. I'm going to do it.
Thank you.
Well, I was just talking to a guy who told me he was a train nut. I think I just used the term train buff. Okay.
Our term for ourselves is rail fan, but train buff, train nut, whatever.
Really? So there's no difference. In my mind,
they're all synonyms. Yes.
Well, in my mind, train buff is like a nude train fan. You know, in the but there are actually probably any of those, right?
Oh, actually, there are a story here and there.
Well, we'll save that for off camera. Okay. I can't wait to hear it though. Too bad you guys can't. So you run the big trains. You run the little trains.
I run 2 scales. I run HO. We understand what that is now.
We've had our lesson.
All right, and I run another scale, 12 inches to the foot.
Oh, wow. Which is full scale.
Full scale.
I'm learning.
He's learning.
I'm learning. That's right. How can people come out and ride on that train? How does it work?
You cannot ride. We do not have any coaches or anything like that, but please come out. The locomotives, we have 2 of them. We have the Jupiter and the 119. They are replicas of the original, so they are truly models of the original. So I am modeling again. But I run them. People can come out and photograph them as they run.
Everywhere I go, I see train stuff in this place, but I just saw some truly unique train things. Don, tell me about you. Tell me about your business, and tell us about these things. I'm not gonna show you people out there just yet. Okay, he's gonna have to tell you first. Don, what is this?
Well, I've had, like every other kid in America, I've had a train set when I was a little kid. I had a train set. Everybody dreams it's something bigger than it is. Over the years, I built a home layout. It's all based on turn-of-the-century mining. And from that, I dragged home a tree one day because it was too pretty to cut up. We cut it down for my mom and dad, for my in-laws, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And then one day I moved it just to get it out of the way to do some yard work, turned around, and I could see a scene in Colorado. It's called the Palisades, big stone wall.
Yeah.
And I put that together, built it for myself, and my wife said, you can put that in the living room.
So, okay, how can people find some information about the museum in Ely?
On their computer.
A computer?
Oh, yeah. This is the modern age. Even though we're 100 years old or so, you don't get the word out if you don't have a computer.
Okay, so if they have a computer, they can?
www.nnry, Nevada Northern Railway.com, and you've got it.
And you got it. That is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I cannot believe I somehow found the expert here today. Thank you for sharing this with us. Thank you for setting this stuff up. I mean, you guys don't get paid to do this or anything, right?
Oh, no. The pay is just stand around and watch for just a moment. Look at the smiles. Look at the little kids. Just the fascination.
I'm looking at a little kid right there.
Seeing.
Can you see that little blonde guy?
It's just worth all of the effort that we put into doing this.
Right. Well, this is fantastic, and it's great to have people like you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome.
We're going to take a look at these, and you and I are going to keep talking about them as our camera guy kind of scans them. First off, I want to know, did you drag the string home yourself, or did you have to have help?
I dragged them all home myself. My wife helped occasionally. The first one, she really looked at me funny, but now we've done 218 pieces. But now it's kind of morphed into a situation where she demands almost that one of them be kept home at all times. So if something happens to me, she doesn't have to track down someone who bought one and buy it back. So she has one of her own.
So you got to have one.
Got to have one at the house at all times.
So if they don't have a computer, they can use their 8-track player, butter churn.
Whatever. They just think about it, I guess.
Okay. Thank you so much.
The butter churn, chugga, 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 chugga.
There you go. You never even told us your name. Wait, I'm going to guess. Wait. Milton.
Yes, Milton Brazelton. I'm a longtime volunteer. I'm a professional railroader. I'm a conductor for UP, and I've been volunteering at the museum, or for the museum, doing these PR table since 2001. And actually, years ago, when I was laid off from the railroad, I went out there and rehabbed the track for the last freight operation that was out there.
Wow.
It's my getaway town. I really like the area.
There you go. From Milton, he's got steam. So I'm wandering around the train show, and all of a sudden I see this display that says Exact Rail, and that makes me start to think. That makes me curious because I'm thinking, why is it Exact Rail, and why isn't it like darn near rail, or kind of rail, or something like that? Tell us who you are. Tell us about Exact Rail, and tell us why you look so cool. I'm sure you've noticed, but there's not like a lot of really snappy dressers here at the train festival. But you, sir, are. Who are you?
I don't know about that. My name's Blaine Hadfield. I'm Vice President of Product for Exact Rail. We're a local manufacturer of fine-scale replicas of model trains. We manufacture in HO and N scale, and we're unique in the fact that we do all of our design, engineering, tooling, and injection molding right here in our own Orem, Utah facilities.
So you're a local boy.
We're a local company.
So explain to me the process, because these things are extremely detailed, and they look like they take a lot of work. First off, we start with the tree dragon.
Start with the tree dragon, and then most of the time they start out wet because they're rotting wet. Literally, they're rotting wet. It takes a year or two for them to dry out. When they dry out, they're either powder and they crumble, or they're rock hard and you can work with them.
I came here today expecting to see trains. What I did not expect to see was an entire world, beyond a world, made of Legos, including Lego trains. My mind is blown. In case you guys cannot see, turn around right there. There's the tower from the Lord of the Rings. We got a pirate scene. We have a night scene. We got trains. We got raptors. This is incredible. I don't even know what to say. Let's take a look at your product here and kind of walk me through. I have to tell you, these do look very exact to me. The only thing they're missing is like the graffiti across the side. Is there any way you could get somebody to paint those on?
Actually, we have a car where we offer that. In fact,
are you serious?
There was a time when hobos and railroad men would draw chalk graffiti on the sides of freight cars, and they developed monikers that are very familiar to people.
Oh yeah, the code.
And we've represented that on some of our models.
Yeah.
And then I build, in this case, the trestle that is here. I custom build each trestle to the piece of wood, and then I do the landscaping as I see it in my mind.
John, how much time does this take?
Well, I'll tell you what. Now that I'm doing it, I've got used to doing it. This piece today is the 2nd of March. This was a raw piece of wood 10 days ago.
Really?
It was.
Of course, it was 10 straight days. You had no sleep.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Only thing I can think to say is, here's Cody, who can tell us all about this. Cody, you are the president of what?
So I'm the president of the Utah Lego Users Group. We're an adult fan club. We meet regularly once a month usually, either at a show like this, or we just have meetings in Salt Lake. We have members as far as Wells, Nevada, Ely, kind of spread out through Utah. But yeah, we just kind of, everybody has a theme, and we just kind of take our own sections and do our own theme. And
really, this is incredible. Do you have a website where people can see these if they're not here?
I do. I have a website, it's tintic.com, and that's where I have the stuff for the train displays and the books, and I do stuff related to model railroading. And then if I can, I have a second website. All of this started from mining history, and I have a Utah historical site that's called miningutah.com, and that takes in all of the mining history, and I'm adding to that daily, hundreds and hundreds of pages.
Remember the hobo code? Circle with the two things behind. What does that mean?
I don't know.
It means the food is good here.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. If you saw that on on a house, they would chalk like fence posts. That meant it was supposed to be a pie, and that meant the food is good.
Excellent.
Hey, I know. I'm an old hobo myself. 44 years on the rail right here. No, I saw that on a television program. This is incredible. So what section was actually your theme?
So my sections are Isengard from Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean. I did a Whitecap Bay, and then I did Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's all?
Yeah, that's
just those
few things.
4 massive scenes.
Yeah.
You know what? This is going to be a silly question, but I'll bet somebody's asked, and I'll bet you've thought about it. Yeah. How many Legos?
So we don't know exactly. Obviously, it would be too hard to count it, right? So we're estimating there's about over 600,000. So a Lego has a stud on it, right? So this is one Lego stud, right? Okay. So there's over 600,000 of those, so we're estimating about 750,000 bricks.
750,000 bricks.
Yeah.
Ish, something like that.
It's not as much as you think. People think it's a lot more, but it's really not.
Truss builder,
Artist.
tree dragger, artist, drag queen?
No.
No, okay. Well, the drag was in there. I mean,
Drag was in there, yes.
Okay, artist, beyond art, if you ask me. These are incredible, and I wish you the best of luck, and I would not be surprised if I came back here in a couple hours and they were on.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Good.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good.
Point to some of this stuff and explain it.
Oh, absolutely. So this particular size of car is called HO scale. It's a standardized scale. So even though we manufacture cars as Exact Rail, other manufacturers, so long as they're doing HO scale, have cars that are compatible one with each other.
Okay, so people, regardless of what kind of set they have, as long as it's that scale, they can get your stuff and it hooks right up to it.
Exactly. And as a manufacturer, we offer products in HO and in scale, where in scale is approximately half the size of the car that I'm holding in my hand.
Wow. I'm going to ask you a question, but I already know the answer because all I got to do is look right over there. I'm going to say, why do you do this?
Yeah, those guys. There you go. Well, I do, and I do it half for me too. This is my hobby, so that's what I do. Know, and a lot of the guys, that's what we do. So
this is one of the most crowded areas in a very crowded event, and it's got to be because these kids. Look at the line of kids down there.
Yeah, right now on Saturday, especially, you're gonna have to swim through people. It'll take you a good 15 minutes to get around.
Wow. We were just talking to a guy, and he was telling us that the reason they come here, the reason they set all this stuff up, and they do all this for free is because they get to see the faces of the children. Check it out. What is his name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin, do you like trains?
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Are you just like, you're loving that train? And look at the detail on that. I mean, tell me how you actually make these things. You start out with like a clay model, or how does this work?
So the models themselves are injection molded, or they feature a significant number of wire or etched parts that are all assembled. This particular car has 156 parts in total. It's accurately researched, accurately produced. We begin by either sourcing the builder's prints, and we remanufacture the car to scale. We design it in a CAD program, and then we actually put mold blanks on CNC machining centers, and we cut the molds and injection mold the car.
So let's say you win the lottery tomorrow, okay? The Idaho lottery, since we don't have one in Utah.
Some scratch cards, right?
Yeah, and I hope we never do get one in Utah because we'll screw it up.
Yeah.
We'll have like the Utah $1 million lottery, and then the fine print will be like, $1 a year for 1,000,000 years or something like that. Okay, so you win the lottery, and you're going to head to the Lego store. What's your dream set?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I have too many sets that I love. Probably right now, the biggest set that Lego offers is a Death Star. Lego Death Star.
Appropriate name.
Yeah, from Star Wars, so yeah,
Exactly.
I would totally buy that.
Yeah, you like train on.
There sure is. How old is Benjamin?
He's 2.5.
2.5? Way to go, Benjamin. Do you know Thomas the Train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, because he loves Thomas.
Because he loves Thomas. What about you guys? Are you train fans?
Not really. I'm not.
We're through him. We are, yeah.
You're not a train fan. You said that kind of with a little bit of an attitude, like, no, I'm not a train fan.
I got into it when he started seeing the cartoon, so I mean, I've never been a train fan, but we're here.
Now, how did you get into this? I mean, when you were in high school and people said, what do you want to be when you grow up? You said, I want to make rail cars.
Right.
Exact rail cars. No, I mean, what was your career track?
So, well, that's an interesting story, I suppose. I graduated from college with a degree in philosophy.
Well, I was going to say fashion merchandising.
No, but almost as cool.
But in philosophy, okay.
Philosophy. So
well, you just answered one question I had, and that was I always wondered what people with degrees in philosophy did after college.
They go into model train manufacturing. I mean, I just set myself up perfectly. No, actually, that's what I had majored in, and the career that I had hoped to go into. That opportunity ended when the market crashed. And so I had heard about this company, Exact Rail. It was founded by a prominent local businessman, John Pastana.
Do you have a website? Can people join?
Yes, so we take members at 16. Our website is utahlug.org. Yep, ULUG. There you go. So, and we also have a Facebook page. You can just look up Utah Lego Users Group. It's on there. We're very accessible. So.
Well, you could put the train hat on. Come on, show us.
I can, yeah, sure, I can do that. It doesn't fit well, but there you go. Oh, it's falling.
Are you sure, Mommy? Does your mommy like trains?
Yeah.
I know she does. You just don't want to take your eyes off those trains, do you?
How did the train say? ¿Cómo dicen los trains?
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
I'm not going to bother him anymore. This guy is having a really fun time here today. I'm going to let him go. Thanks for talking to us, guys.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
He co-founded a business called Omniture, which was a web analytics company, and he sold that to Adobe. That was really one of Utah's great business success stories. And at Omniture, they manufactured software. And as much as he loved that, he always was impassioned by the idea of building something tangible. And with his retirement from Omniture, Exact Rail seemed to be a good fit. He had an interest in model trains, and so he partnered with another individual, and the business was formed. So given my interest in trains, I was aware of the fact that this was going on, and I was obviously encouraged by the owning group, and I walked through the door, resume in hand.
Well, I tell you what, I thank you. The model railroad people thank you. The manufacturers of Lego thank you.
Yeah, yes, they do. Yes.
I think they went to Mexico on you alone, that kind of thing. And the Boy Scouts thank you. Everybody thanks you. There you go. There you go. And now you make Exact trains. Okay, they're actually, believe it or not, you look out there and at the crowd and you think everybody in Utah is here today, but there actually are people that have not joined us today. How can they find out about you if they're not here?
So the best place to get to know Exact Rail is through our website. It's exactrail.com. Exact Rail, one word, just above your head, Craig. And that's the best place to get a hold of us.
Oh, yeah, right there, above your head, exactrail.com. Cool. Can I have a bumper sticker? Look how cool that is. Look. Oh, wait. Kind of got it screwed up there. There you go. Exact Rail. This is great. Thank you so much.
We've got it.
You know what, folks? I'm exhausted. This is Craig Bielik with Crowd Surfing. I'm done, man. I have seen so much today that has boggled my mind. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. And, hey, go to ULUG.
Yep, thanks for stopping, guys.
All right, Craig, I'm taking over. It's time to get a little more energy in this show. My name's Gina, and I'm here at the Train Expo in the Ogden Union Station. I have a special interest in this. My dad worked for the Denver and Rio Grande for many, many years, for all of his life. He's been gone for 25 years now, and I'm excited to see what's been happening. Now we're with John from Denver. John, tell us a little bit about what you do with the Train Expo.
I'm in charge of the exhibit here for the Rio Grande Modeling and Historical Society. We follow the history and equipment and modeling of the Denver and Rio Grande Western and the various railroads that were affiliated with it, like the Denver and Salt Lake and the Rio Grande Southern. We have our magazine, The Prospector, which a quarterly magazine, and we have that available here, as well as memberships to the society, and we promote essentially following the history and modeling and all of the Rio Grande.
Hi, girls. How are you liking the show?
It's fun.
Tell me your names.
I'm Gwen. I'm Katie, and this is our little cousin Sam. She's a handful.
What's your name?
You already got my name.
All right, well, so I'm senile. Tell me what your name is.
Allison.
Allison, what's your dad's name?
Ben, yeah.
Roethlisberger?
No.
Mom?
Missy.
So what brings you guys here today?
To see the trains.
Do you have a favorite train?
That one over there.
Oh, good choice. Well, you guys enjoy it and go out and ride the train in the parking lot. Okay. I'm going to say that your brain is HO scale, kind of detailed for the rest of us. But I love that information. Do we have a local person in Ogden that you could let us talk to for a minute?
Actually, Steve is from Provo.
Oh, wonderful.
And he's covering the exhibit from the Utah side. Steve's right over here.
Okay, we'll go talk to him.
All right.
Thank you, John, so much for your time.
Okay.
Okay, now we're with Steve. He's our resident specialist on the Rio Grande. So, Steve, tell us a little bit about what you do here in Ogden.
Well, I like to come to the show and talk to people about my favorite railroad and help the society here to get more membership and sell some magazines. But it's what I love to do.
How long have you been doing this?
Since I was about 3 years old.
Do you have kids that do it now?
My kids aren't interested in it, but I got a granddaughter that loves trains, so.
Did you guys take a minute and look at that Christmas display that they've got right there?
Yes.
That's my ultimate favorite. Did you realize that they do all of these trains to scale? So the cars are actually in comparison to the houses, just like they are in real life? Did you know that?
I didn't.
Do you see how the light posts are just the right distance away from the car?
Yeah.
What do you like best about this display?
I like how they have the stars and the candy cane street lamps.
Do you know, whenever I think of a train, I always think of Christmas. I think Christmas trees, trains, and the whole Christmas motif goes together. Thank you, girls.
Bye.
Bye. While I was here today, I ran into some of my dad's co-workers' children. So we're second generation Rio Granders, and we were all here today. Hi, we're going to talk to someone about Forever Babies today, the babies that keep you young. Can you tell us a little bit about your story?
Well, the end of May, I was in a wheelchair with oxygen, and I weighed 298 pounds.
Yay, you've lost 100 pounds.
Yes, and I started collecting the babies from this gal here at the show that makes them. They're called Forever Babies. And I go for long walks with them. I dress them up. I have fun with them. They're something that keeps me young and keeps me going.
Excellent. Craig, it doesn't matter, just smile. We're out here enjoying a beautiful day at the Train Expo in Ogden. Tell me who you are.
I'm Craig Brown.
And what makes you crazy enough to drive a little train?
I don't know. I'm crazy. So I work for the railroad full time, and I'm crazy enough to come out here and do this on my spare time. So
That's excellent. Are you going to take these kids for a ride?
yes.
Okay, are you kids all ready to go? Yeah! Let me hear you again. Yeah! All aboard! That's the end of our Train Expo for today. Hope you enjoyed it.